While Season 6 has brought new romantic challenges for the characters, let's find out what's up with the real-life romances of the cast. Is Jane Fonda falling in love again? Who is officiating marriages from now on? Who has just celebrated 60 years of their marriage? And who is the only one who hasn't found their better half yet? Hi, I'm Dylan. Let's dive in. Lily Tomlin as Frankie. Unlike Frankie, Lily Tomlin perfectly understands the struggles that her on-screen husband had to go through. Tomlin knows exactly what it's like to hide your homosexual relationship from the rest of the world for years. The public had no idea that Lily wasn't only working with the writer Jane Wagner while playing her famous characters, she's also been Jane's romantic partner. Tomlin revealed last year to Ellen DeGeneres that she had received an offer to come out on the cover of Time magazine 4 years after being in a relationship with Jane, but she refused to do so. Why? "I just decided that I wasn't going to play their game," Tomlin explained. "I wanted to be recognized for my performance." And she did get what she wanted. Only after 42 years together did the couple make an official statement and then get married on New Year's Eve. They even tried to arrange it incognito in hopes of avoiding press attention. Anyway, today Tomlin officiates weddings for none other than Kathy Griffin. It was hilarious! In a video, Tomlin's reading Griffin and Bick's story in a deadpan style, and you can hear Tomlin's wife in the background worrying about what to do with all the puppies in the room.
There's some puppies here that are.
I think the dog is what wants to.
The dog objects, which I don't think is, the state of California doesn't recognize.
Hold the objection till later.
Thank you. Gavel back in.
As always, Tomlin simply nailed it. Her genius was also celebrated by the Actors Guild, and at the age of 77, she received a Life Achievement Award. Sam Waterston as Sol Bergstein. While today Waterston keeps us laughing with his sweet and charming performance as Sol, most of his fans still remember him as the best district attorney of all time, Jack McCoy. He portrayed this iconic role in Law and Order for over 16 years, though he doesn't seem to find his success a wonderful thing. He believes that his father's aphorism explains his attitude towards it in the best way. "My father said, 'Success is like smoking. It's wonderful if you don't inhale.'" However, Waterston doesn't seem to be regretting anything about his career so far. More so, he inspired his kids to follow in his footsteps. Waterston has 4 children, and can you imagine? All of them became actors. And though the actor said he didn't do anything specific to encourage any of his children, he is genuinely happy they all chose this path. "Who would want to forego the opportunity to relive all of my rejections?" Waterston comments on the subject with a laugh. Sam Waterston raised his kids with his second wife, Lynn Louisa Woodruff, with whom he's lived with for over 44 years now. Long time ago, he met the charming model on a blind date, and ever since, the two have been making their daily lives brighter. Aside from acting, Sam is a very active humanitarian and a rather political man. Sometimes his position brings quite the unpleasant consequences. For instance, he was arrested while protesting climate change a couple of months ago. He joined Jane Fonda's initiative to praise Greta Thunberg's actions and was arrested for blocking the road outside the Capitol. He surely didn't expect climate change to be the cause of his first arrest in the 80th year of his life. Martin Sheen as Robert Hansen. Martin got married at 21 while Janet was only 17. Despite their young age, the couple managed to prove their strong love to each other for over 6 decades. They've been through so much together, including the difficult period when Martin was battling his drinking problems. Sheen revealed to the Washington Post that he was troubled in a lot of areas, but he is grateful to his wife, who helped him seek the right way out. He ironically describes his wife as the scariest woman he ever met, because she always told him the truth, however bitter it was. "For me, the truth was a sometimes thing. For her, it was eternity. She would always call me out, thank God," Sheen revealed. Together with his loving wife, the couple raised 4 children, who all became actors just like their parents. We all know about Charlie Sheen, of course, but his other offsprings have quite the good careers as well. In fact, Sheen doesn't have to worry about finding roles anymore, as his kids just create them for him. His son Emilio Estevez, for instance, directed at least 3 movies in which his father starred. Sounds like the perfect deal, doesn't it? Brooklyn Decker as Mallory Hansen. Brooklyn knows firsthand what it's like to help out each other in marriage, as the actress, who played Grace and Robert's quirky daughter, has been happily married to former tennis star Andy Roddick for over a decade now. I was 22, he was 27. We were both earnest and I think naive and optimistic, and us against the world. This is how Brooklyn described her relationship at the beginning. The two were madly in love, with plans to have kids straight away no matter what. But the birth of her first baby hit Brooklyn hard. She was in the middle of filming a movie and had to come back to work just 2 weeks after giving birth. It was tough, to say the least, so for her second pregnancy, Brooklyn decided to be less spontaneous. In fact, she was able to plan conception at a time that was the most convenient. Yeah, it's not a fairy tale. More so, the actress used a special app that tracked her hormone levels month to month. This app turned out to be unbelievably precise, so the actress was able to rest as long as she needed after giving birth. So then she returned to the set of Grace and Frankie ready for new adventures. Decker constantly shares posts with her 5-year-old son and a 2-year-old girl on Instagram, and they are nothing but adorable. It's been a decade since Brooklyn and Roddick decided to get married, and now their mentality is much more grounded than it was before. Now we are life savvy, we're business savvy, we're planning for the future, Decker states. In fact, she and her hubby became so serious, they even missed holidays and celebrations. Even Valentine's Day is spent with her Sports Illustrated co-workers and not with her hubby. But it seems that the couple's love is so strong that it's not even an issue for the two. Ethan Embry as Coyote Bergstein. Ethan and his wife would not agree with how Decker spends her Valentine's Day, as the two have a really special story about this holiday. It's when Embry got engaged to actress Sunny Mabry for the second time. The thing is, Ethan and Sunny were married for about 7 years and got divorced, citing irreconcilable differences. But a year later, the two started to date each other again, and in 2 years more, Ethan asked her to be his wife once again. Embry pleased his fans with the tweet, "I finally put the ring back where it belongs." The couple seems to be extremely happy about their new chapter. We both realized that the past 2.5 years without each other was far more difficult than anything we experienced when we were together. And those are not just words. He had serious drug issues, which fortunately he managed to overcome. His personal struggles even helped him portray the recovering drug addict on Coyote the Show. Diane Raphael can also relate to Briana, but her connection with her on-screen character is way more pleasant. Diane Raphael as Briana Hansen. We love how Briana delivers her jokes, and it turns out that most of the time, credit needs to be given to. She is a professional comic who would not stand to miss the opportunity to improvise right on set. Raphael has 2 sons with her husband of 2 decades, the actor Paul Scheer. But don't you dare call her a working mother. Ever since she's become a mother, she started hearing those kinds of phrases about herself. And when she started to analyze them, she came to the sad conclusion that for many people, working mother implies you're half a mother and half a professional. Which gets her really angry, as no one ever tells her husband that he is a working dad or asks him a zillion questions about some abstract right and wrong ways of raising kids. Why do we praise men for being fathers in the professional world and punish women for being mothers? I think the conversation is important. Also, just call me a mother. I'm cool with that, explains June. The actress wasn't at all satisfied with how society dealt with this matter, and so she decided to solve it herself. She created the Jane Club, where the members rewrite the rules and demands for mothers, so that no one would feel the need to apologize when they're pursuing their careers. Baron Vaughn as Bud Bergstein. Baron is the only one from the main cast who has not been married yet, although he also has a family matter that he's dealing with. Having reached professional success as an actor and a comedian, Baron turned to another challenge by finding the answer to one question: who was his father? So he started an investigation about his upbringing and filmed it. He created the comedic and heartfelt 1-hour documentary Fatherless, where Vaughn goes through a mix of truly personal interviews with his mother, friends, experts, and colleagues. The comedian reflects on his parents' gap during his stand-up routine as well, with comic lines like, "I come from a mixed marriage, a black mother, and a missing father." But in reality, he truly wants to find the man who left his mother before Baron was even born. With his documentary, he found that he needed answers for himself and also discovered a new vision for life, which implies that circumstances don't have to define you or hold you back. And we believe that rings true for Jane Fonda, who keeps staying true to herself throughout her rebellious life no matter what the circumstances are. Jane Fonda as Grace Hansen. With her first husband, the French film director Roger Vadim, Jane Fonda was known as that hot and sweet actress in Barbarella. During those times, Jane became a mother to her baby girl. But this relationship lasted 8 years, and then Fonda decided to drastically change her life. She tied the knot for the second time only 3 days after her divorce from Vadim. This time, it was with the activist Tom Hayden, and that is when the world found out about the never-stop fighting for human rights Jane. In the 80s, Fonda got really excited about exercising and built an entire fitness empire. Then, she left acting to spend more time with her third husband, media mogul Ted Turner. But as we all know, she later divorced him as well and found Christianity. And just when you thought it was the end of her adventures, she participated in a documentary about her life, and then donated $12 million to Harvard University to study the role of gender in education. She's a legend, there's no doubt. But what's going on with her these days? Between occasional arrests of her activist protests, she finds bliss in her safe haven on Grace and Frankie. In her 80s, after all the romances and marriage, Jane openly confessed that dating days are over for her, and that she has, in her words, closed up shop down there. Anyways, the superstar has plenty of other things keeping her busy. What has surprised you the most about the real life of the Grace and Frankie cast? Share your thoughts with us. And as always, thanks for staying awesome.